Ghana will make history by becoming the first country in Africa to export timber to the European Union market under the Forest Law Enforcement Governance and Trade. This is expected by the end of 2019 and will widen the job net for the country's growing economy. The final phase to the signing of the agreement between the EU and Ghana after an assessment of the country's preparedness, systems and laws to ensure free and fair trade and counter any illegality that may arise with the agreement is on course. GBC 24 takes you on the journey so far.
My journey.
Timber is one of the country's main economic and foreign exchange earners. Sources say the sector once contributed about 6% to the country's gross domestic product (GDP) and third foreign exchange earner after cocoa and gold. Yet, this sector has faced setbacks, arguably neglect and failure to expand its fortunes. Mismanagement, activities of chainsaw operators, illegal mining or galamsey, and indiscriminate lumbering have led to forest degradation and depletion. The timber market holds great wealth in developed countries and demand for quality and legal timber is high. The EU has turned its attention to Ghana to source this product for its market. In November 2009, Ghana and the EU entered into the Voluntary Partnership Agreement (VPA) in response to the changes on the international market for timber. Since then, Ghana has been putting in place structures and measures to set the exercise in motion. This process is near completion for the country to acquire the Forest Law Enforcement Governance and Trade License (FLEGE). The Bunkunsimwa Vapor Shelter Belt Forest is one of the forests earmarked for this project. A wood tracking system collating the number, type, maturity of trees and data on felling and transporting has been developed.
We have the stocks data, what we did in the stock survey. We have the summary there, and then you have your yield there. So at any time, if anything goes wrong, the system will flag you. It has ensured transparency and then accountability. Why am I saying so? When you do, the volume cannot be changed. What you started from the stock survey, that's what you have harvested, that's what the TIF will take, and that's what the timber contractor will take. At the end of the day, the people who are also staying around the communities, because they also have about 5% take through the SRA process, they also get a fair share of the addition.
What happens when you fell the tree? Then you have the stump, you leave the stump there, and then what happens to the stump? It just stays there?
Some of them have the capacity or they have the ability to copy.
Ah, okay.
So we know species that can copy.
Okay.
Those that cannot copy, they stay there and then they rot.
They rot, okay.
Yes, because ecologically, there are other organisms that will come and live there.
Okay, yeah.
And for the purpose of post-exploitation checks,
yeah,
we need a stump. Because when they have finished, another group will come to do monitoring. Okay. And during monitoring, all stems taken are visited.
Okay.
The inspection of the EU ambassador to Ghana, Madame Diana Konsia, and her entourage is an indicator of the country's preparedness to make a mark in the European market. Satisfied with the system, Madame Diana Konsia said the system will cut out cheating and ensure fair play.
So these controls are ensuring that the wood that is produced in this region is sustainable.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources said the laws would be enforced to ensure no timber operator enters the country's forest without a license.
About the conduct of some of our timber merchants who take the law into their own hands, enter our various forests to fell the lumber without any documentation. There is the need to preserve our forests. The people of this area have done very well. They have partnered the Forestry Commission to maintain this forest. You can see that this is natural forest, not artificial one. Artificial one, some of them we can even drive our cars through. But this, you have to walk, meander yourself through to get a space. The ecology over here is very good, and we applaud the Forestry Commission that if they could do this at all other places where we have forests, to maintain and to preserve them, it will help a lot. The timber that they are salvaging now by way of tinning in the sense that those that have grown are being harvested by way of dealing with independent compartments of the forest. No license, no harvest.
A Deputy Chief Executive at the Forestry Commission, Mr. John Alote, was hopeful the agreement will sail through as Ghana has met all the standards required for the fledged license. When successful, Ghana will become the second country in the world after Indonesia to export timber to the EU market. Communities where the timber will be harvested want social amenities, development and security beef up to complement their efforts.
We know the importance of the forest to man, but we will need your support to guide it. The road leading to this community is very bad. We are appealing to government to fix it before the project begins.
Burnouts of the current wanton destruction caused at the hands of miners to the forest and environment at large. The question still remains if Ghana can maintain and preserve her remaining rainforests, but the EU says that this agreement will be done in a sustainable manner for a win-win situation.
The purpose of the agreement is to put in place a system that would verify that all the timber produced in Ghana for sale in the internal market and for export to the EU and the other markets has been harvested and processed in full compliance with the laws of Ghana.
In the months ahead, an EU technical team will visit Ghana to conduct an independent and final assessment before the agreement is ratified. The question is, will this new agreement redeem the days of glory of the timber industry and make timber the new gold for Ghana? For GBC 24, Clara Mlano reporting.